Hey guys, so it's been a hot minute since I've been on this channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. My name is Primrose and yeah, I'm welcoming myself back because I've actually been gone for, it's been a few weeks since I've uploaded, and if you follow me on Instagram, which you most definitely should, I explained it all there that I was taking a week off, and the reason that I'm creating this video is because I'm returning. I'm returning to YouTube and Instagram and social media, and this is the explanation video as to why I was gone and why I found it necessary to take a break. So yeah, hi if you've not been here before, but if you have, then welcome back. I don't know exactly where to start because it feels like it's been so long since I've filmed and it's really strange for me to get back into the motion of things. So I'm just going to jump straight into why I had to take a break from social media. So basically it all started around the time of the Black Lives Matter movement, and when that all surfaced, it was really hard for me to come to terms with everything that I was seeing. Horrendous things. It was extremely overwhelming seeing all of the things in relation to Black Lives Matter, and that's not me disregarding it at all. They're completely justified and completely necessary, and when I see someone else's pain, I take the weight of that on my own shoulders. It's like I feel what they feel, and to have such a massive community feel such pain, it was so overwhelming for me. Like, I felt the pain as if I was a black person, which I know sounds really weird, but I did. I felt so offended by everything that was going on, and it wasn't just the whole pain and offence thing, it was angry at my own naivety about their struggles, you know, because in my head, in my little, as I like to call it, Disney brain, everything's songs and flowers and everything's perfect. Racism didn't exist in my world. It didn't exist. I thought it was a thing that was, you know, we'd come through over time, and I feel so guilty about how naive I was and how uneducated I was, and even whether it's through fault of my own or not, it's not the point. I was saying to some people that, like, I'd be scrolling over my Instagram and my YouTube and I would get no recommendations for people of colour or people of different race. It was all completely whitewashed, and I was so disgusted with my own white privilege. So I was really struggling with that whole time. So imagine to be a person of colour through a period like that, and like what they have gone through, is, it must be unbearable. And you know, people of colour have nothing but my full support. Everyone should be treated equally, everyone should be treated the same, and they deserve to have their voices heard because they have been so oppressed, especially in today's day and age. It's absolutely ridiculous. So that's what triggered it all for me, and then it sent me into this very negative way of thinking. I was constantly online because I felt like I had to be present for everything, so I felt like I had to share as much as I could and repost as much as I could. I don't have a job, I don't have any money, so I can't donate. What's the next best thing? I can try and educate, I can educate myself. I started to educate myself, but then I was getting overwhelmed because that had a lot of information, so I've completely paced myself with that and trying to do it in a reasonable sort of way. But it's hard, it's so hard, and it was just a very difficult time for, I think, for everybody involved. And now that it's sort of settled, I still don't want to drop the whole Black Lives Matter. I still want to keep educating myself because this is a cause that I feel so strongly about, because no one should have to feel like this, especially in today's day and age. So that's basically everything that I was going through in terms of the Black Lives Matter. As I mentioned, because I couldn't physically do anything other than share and be online and be present and be active and speaking up, because I couldn't do anything else, I was constantly doing that, and then it led to me constantly being online. I kept doing that for like 2 weeks, and it was already starting to cycle and it was already starting to snowball. I'd already started to get into unhealthy habits in terms of social media, just using it when I was bored, using it just as a distraction, using it as everything else than what I was using it for, which was a platform to grow a community where I wanted to have a safe space. And it began to take its toll. I was looking at other people, I was constantly questioning what I was doing, and it made me not want to do anything because I felt like what I wasn't doing wasn't good enough, and I'm comparing that to everybody else. I'm comparing that to everybody else's standards and not my own standards and not the place that I want to be. So it was really hard. I felt so stunted creatively. I had no inspiration to do anything. I didn't have any passion for my hobbies. Just, it was complete sensory overload with constant negativity, constant people's opinions that were absolute rubbish, constantly not feeling good enough, constantly just bombarded by so much information from so many different places. The reason I love Instagram so much is because it's visual, and I'm such a visual person and I can take it in, and I love photography, and that's exactly what Instagram used to be for me. It was like a photography outlet, and it's just not like that anymore. Things have changed, and I've changed with it in the sense that I've just gone along with it. I haven't actually adapted. So yeah, after getting so overwhelmed by everything, it was like massive sensory overload. I was just like, I was feeling so burned out. I was literally like, when you see an anime character, they've got that like little smoke above their head and like their eyes like, oh. That's literally me, and I was so like, it was just too much information coming in and not enough being able to get out, and I didn't have an out. There was nothing. It was just coming in and coming in and coming in. I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but that is a really loud plane or something. So yeah, that's everything I was experiencing prior to taking a break. All while this was going on as well, my partner Blake, he was just starting his own business with his brother and he needed a lot of help. So I feel like I've had to be there emotionally and physically for a lot of other people. So really I felt like I was just like, this was me, and then I was just stretched like this. I was stretched so thin and I felt like I was just having to give and give and give, and I was giving to everybody and I was just taking in so much information, and it was just like this horrible like stretched combustion thing, and I didn't want to get to the point where I would snap or it would put me off social media or uploading YouTube. So I was like, right, no, I'm going to step back and take a break. So I did actually want to read you guys something. So I started to journal my week off and I'm planning to keep journaling, but I wrote a little journal log of my first day of being off social media and I just wanted to share that with you guys. So this was on the 16th of June. From today, I have decided to take a break from social media and constantly scrolling when I'm bored. First thing I noticed when I told Blake this morning was, in making this decision, I instantly felt like I had more time. He told me how weird and strange that sounded. Not in a horrible way, just that it's quite shocking. I agreed. Because I'd not spent any time on my phone in the morning, apart from updating my 300 odd followers of my absence, which had been creeping for the last 2 weeks due to corona stress depress and the BLM movement, I made myself a jam-packed fruit smoothie. I also made a jasmine green tea and sat down with the book Quiet by Susan Cain. It's about introverts and how they're seen as lesser to extroverts and how that simply isn't true. I attempted this book some time ago. I remember when Marcia first spoke of it in, I think, a monthly favourites. It was a good choice of book, both for this morning as opposed to The Green Mile and Della Cruz's Execution and I Guess My Life. I think I could benefit greatly from reading it. Not only in the sense that I wanted to read more and this is my first proper self-help non-fiction, but also because self-doubt, feeling unworthy and not good enough have consumed me. An almost instant thought I had when I stepped back from social media was that I finally felt free to create what I want and almost immediately was inspired to create something new. I feel like I'm constantly being stimulated by social media, images, opinions, hate, stupidity, violence. It's become sensory overload. A place I would look to become inspired, motivated and to spark joy no longer has that for me, and I should now start to look for that within myself. I don't know if it's lockdown, BLM, or I'm tired of the same old shit, but I don't want to go back to social media like before. I need to use it as a standing platform and use on occasion so that I enjoy using it. Right now, I feel like I'm missing out in being present in my own life because of it. Before, I would always say how busy I was, how I never had the time. Having to give up a large chunk of my day recently to support Blake within his business has taught me that I don't want the rest of my free time to be scrolling on a phone and looking/liking things that don't really matter to me. I mean, who is that for? At the end of this social media cleanse, I don't want much to change. I want to continue to keep my distance from social media and use it in a healthy and positive way. Learn more, educate myself, whether that be history, current events, world issues. Find causes I want to support. Find who I am inside and begin to grow into the person that I truly am/want to be. Stop saying I don't have time and start doing. Be honest with myself and start forgiving myself. Gain an identity and take my life into my own hands. Give time to myself for hobbies and to flourish. Allow growth and change. Be more creative and allow it. Have fun. It's my life. I want to be a wholesome person with depth and layers upon layers of who I am. Not just, oh, did you see such and such celeb? Not just meaningless gossip or news without the need for mental stimulation. One of the hardest things that's going to come is identity. I massively lack knowing who I am, having a cohesive wardrobe, for example. I know it's menial, but it's expression. I don't do that so well because I've always been told, directly or passive-aggressively, who I am is not valid nor good enough. Until I am comfortable in myself, I am unsure of how I can move on with the wardrobe conundrum and my identity. This is not what I want to look like or who I want to be. It's going to be a long road moving forward, one with many potholes and turns. I just have to have the faith and courage to step forward. That is the key. So, okay, so I know that was super heavy and it's just all of the emotion that I was feeling stepping back from social media. So I just wanted to address some of that. So I think it's all pretty self-explanatory, but in regards to the identity, I just wanted to say to you guys that I've always had a massive issue with my identity. I'm getting it out there now because I'm sat down with you, I'm talking to you, and what a perfect chance to just get it all out in the open. So I constantly felt while I was on social media, and then when I took a break, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be, and I don't know if many people experience that. I have felt through most of my life like I don't belong and that I don't have a place in the world. I said to Blake, it was like, you've got a finished puzzle where it's lying flat and I am a piece that just doesn't fit, and I'm just sat on top, raised above the rest, and you can tell it doesn't quite fit. And I felt like that my whole life. I haven't felt like I have an identity. So I want to start to develop that more, because I do want to build a brand. I want to build on this. I want to build who I am, and I want to feel good in what I wear and have confidence in what I wear, rather than just buying clothes because, oh, that looks nice and it kind of fits nice. Like, I want to have a style. I've never had that before. I've never had a chance to experiment. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of finding who I am. This leads me perfectly into the changes that I want to implement. So you might see a lot of changes on my Instagram, here on YouTube, while I experiment and try and find out the style that I'm going for, who I want to be, how I want to do things. So this is going to change in terms of my Instagram, because I want to have a more of a cohesive brand. I want a colour palette that matches and pictures that match. I want to incorporate my hobby, which is photography, into that more, and I want content that's going to be valuable to you guys. So with me reading more, especially like self-help books, I want to maybe do a mini review in the comments. I want to give information to you guys that's valuable. I mean, as well as having cute pictures, obviously. It's still going to be fun. It's still going to be everything that I am. It's going to be mainly me and everything that I want to implement. So you'll really see who I am as a person, which is what I want, and I want to connect with you guys more. So another thing that I want to talk about is YouTube and what direction I want it to go in. So in terms of my content, I really like the content that I'm putting out so far. The one thing that's missing is obviously travel content that I want to start incorporating. However, with COVID and lockdown, I mean, it's not exactly possible. So that we're going to put a little pinprick in. Makeup is another one that I want to put more of out there, but it's hard when you've not got the funds to buy makeup in the first place to do more looks. I do want to have more, but it's a slow process. Fashion, like I say, especially with this whole identity thing, I definitely want to have some more fashion videos out there, because I absolutely adore fashion. I love it. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but thrifting, I absolutely love going thrifting. I've got some amazing fashion pieces. I love to do thrifting videos and maybe some DIYs, because I'm pretty into my DIYs, but we'll see. One of the biggest changes I possibly want to make on this channel is standing up and speaking for causes that I feel very passionate about. And it's sort of a grey area for me, because, so I'm an Aries. I'm very opinionated, very fiery, and I think that I'm quite outspoken and maybe a little bit too aggressive with the causes that I believe in, because I'm very passionate and my belief is very strongly built into me. So it's a bit of a grey area for me in terms of speaking out about things and trying to educate people and not coming across like pushy and controlling and too overpowering at the same time. So it's like I want to stand up and speak about causes that I'm passionate about, because some causes can't speak for themselves and I just want to be like a driving force for that. But it's also a bit like, oh, whoa, where do I go from here, sort of thing. Like where's the first step in terms of that? So I've got a little bit of exploring to do with that. If you don't know, I have two channels. I have my regular Primrose channel. I also have Primrose Plays, which is a sister channel, and I use that for gaming channel because I didn't think it was a good idea to incorporate everything that I am with a gaming channel. It's part of me, but it's also like a side part of me, so it can have its own channel. However, I have decided to stop uploading to that channel for now, and it's with a heavy heart I've had to make that decision, but I'm putting pressure on myself. I feel like my Primrose Doe channel is the one that needs my full attention, because the words that are coming out of my voice, like everything that I want to put across to you guys, is a higher tier than my gaming. That's like my hobby. Not only that, gaming videos are quite lengthy to make because you've got to film it, you've got to set up for that. So obviously I'm doing it from my PlayStation, I have to set my camera, I have to then stream that to Twitch, I then download that from Twitch if I do it as a stream, and then edit that. That takes a long time, like a damn long time, especially to sync up that footage, make it funny, make it comical, make it enjoyable. And if I do my Sims videos, then I have to record it on my screen, but then the settings keep changing, so I either get green blips in my footage or the sound doesn't work, and it's just very challenging for me with the current setup I have. I mean, maybe if I had a PC it would be easier. It's a lot complicated than setting up a camera, pulling up a chair and talking about what I've got to talk about or being myself. Like I say, it's a very lengthy process. The editing is a a bit of a bitch, okay? It's really, really long. So I'm putting a hold on that channel. I might come back to it here and there. I might upload like once a month. I'm not sure. But I feel like this channel deserves my full attention. Speaking of which, we are at this current point, 198 subscribers. There is 198 of you. That is amazing. That is nearly 200. And then on my Instagram, there's almost 400 of you. So thank you so much for all your love and support. I can't believe how much, like, every day it is growing, and it makes me so happy. It makes me want to keep doing this. So thank you so much for all your love and support. It has meant the absolute world to me. It is the reason that I'm coming back and carrying on. I am so unbelievably grateful for the love and support that you guys give me here. That being said, I think that's everything that I wanted to say. I spoke a lot about heavy things. So from this point onwards, we're gonna have like a clean slate. We're gonna have a fresh start on my Instagram. We're gonna have a fresh start here on YouTube. Not so much change within the content, but maybe change within my filming. I'm not sure. How do you guys like this filming like angle, by the way? I've moved my camera like directly in front of my window, and so I've got the white wall behind me and away from like the corner more. I think it's gonna be better, but let me know what you guys think, because obviously I want to make it good for you guys. So I'm not even going to ramble in this video. I'm going to say thank you for joining me here today. If you have any videos that you would like to see from me, pop them down below. Any questions, anything you want to say, it goes all the way down the bottom, so definitely leave me some love. I hope you guys are all doing okay. Don't be afraid to reach out if you need to. Reach out to all those around you, because everyone is in a really weird place right now. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, with not working on my second channel, I might get the opportunity to upload twice a week, maybe more. We'll see. Thank you so much for all your love and support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!